So a few minutes ago, you guys mentioned obviously you have been working together for a number of years. You said since 2019, give or take. So maybe each of you can answer this separately, but from either of your perspectives, like what makes this partnership work so well? Obviously, you coach and are coach athlete, a remote relationship. We joke that we really just see you at race weekends, despite living an hour and a half down the road from each other. We fly to a different country or across the country or drive 6 hours to New York to see you. But what makes this partnership work so well over the last couple of years, would you guys say?
You go first.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I've really thought of this. I think, um, I mean, I definitely relied on Brant to get me out of a hole when I was not in the best place in my college career. So I think I definitely leaned on Brant very early on. And so I don't think I've really taken the time to really think about that. Maybe we're wired in like similar ways, both stubborn as hell in in our own right. So some of that, but I think we also have like other similar interests. Like after college, I went to sales and then I started doing other stuff with business. And I think Brant was not really in the business world, and now he's grown to understand a lot more about the business side of things as you guys have built your business. And so I think there's some other things outside of running that we do share in terms of passions. You know, maybe I do think sometimes I'm like, hey, I'm bugging Brant way too much, and I usually try to tell Brant like, hey, you don't need to respond, within seconds. But yeah, I don't know. I think we've got all the right elements, and I think hopefully this takes us both to new places after this. So I'm glad it's just continuing to improve from my perspective.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that. I think the biggest thing is like, I think I don't want to put words in your mouth. You can agree or disagree, but I think we just trust each other implicitly. Like, I know you're doing the workout. I know you're doing, like, I don't have to check in and be like, hey, did you really do this the right way? Kind of thing. It's just like, how you feeling? How you doing? And it's like, I think you've kind of said this and, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like, you see the workouts, you're like, yeah, that makes sense. This is how we're going to get to the next level. And we talk about race plans. We're in communication a lot. I think I can still remember. I think we talked about this a little bit in the first series, but I can still remember I was in a hotel at Nationals, and I think you had just transferred from UW to the university that I worked at, and you were there. And I think I said something along the lines to it, and I know I said this to Elaina too, but it's like I just treat everybody as if they could be really friggin' good, and we'll find out how good they can get. And like, did I know in August of 2019 while I'm talking to you on the phone that you're going to be a marathoner chasing LA 2028 like a decade later? No, no friggin' clue. I don't even think you were like, no, I'm doing the 5 or the 10 or maybe the steeple or something. Heck, at that point, but um, I think it's just trust that's grown over years where we can just shorthand text. We don't need big in-depth things. We jump on calls if we need to. We do what we need to. But I think we're both very much aligned, even though we push at it from different ends sometimes in terms of like the development versus pushing the goals that we're trying to get to. And I think, we both want to support each other, in our coaching endeavor. Like, I'm pushing you to grow in your coaching, you're pushing me to grow in my coaching, and I'm pushing you in your running. And, what we're trying to do pushes me in my coaching in terms of like what I know and what we're trying to do. So I think it just makes a really intellectually stimulating environment. And I think the cool piece is like, I don't know, 209 hasn't set in for me yet. I don't know if it has for you, but I think just neither of us have an ego about what we do. Like literally, we got done, celebrating real quick. And you're like, hey, I want to go back and see the second guy and make sure I give him a high five and stuff. And so there's no ego in what we're doing. It's really just like, let's just friggin' chase this dream and kind of see what we can do. So I would say that. And then I think we're both not afraid to push the limits in terms of what it is. Like I don't know many people, like there's obviously people training like we are, like when we've talked about this, looking at 206, 207, 208, 209 guys before, and okay, what are they doing? But I don't think many people at 212 were kind of looking at what we were doing, like, oh, that's the recipe here. So it's, I think we're both willing to push the envelope and try and always have that long-term vision in mind. So yeah, and it's really fun. I don't know about you, but like I have a lot of fun when I sit down and write down your cycles. Like, so I'm like, oh man, I got to think about this one for a little bit. Like, what's the gap? What are we trying to close? How's he coming off of it and stuff? Like the last week, and so yeah, it's really fun. Yeah, I have a lot of fun kind of coaching you.
Yeah,
Appreciate
and
it.
one thing I wanted to mention, because you mentioned there, Grant, like hey, just treat every athlete like they could be really good. Like, let's find out. I don't know. Maybe I'm right. Maybe I'm wrong. But like, let's put in the work and see where this takes us. So, Tom, like looking ahead, how does this or does this performance change how you think about your own ceiling?
Yeah. I mean, I think we haven't really found the ceiling yet. I think some of the what I've yeah, the term that I think Rory likes to con density of intensity. I think we
Yeah.
pushed density of intensity in this block, and that was like I was like, oh yeah, that's a challenge. But I think in terms of like mileage, I think I haven't really found a limit. I think if I just went out like next week and I was like, all right, we're gonna run 300 kilometers a week
Please
next
don't.
week. Uh, but I think I could do it. I think I
Yeah.
could do it. I think mentally and physically I could do it. And so I actually think that I have a very high ceiling. I think the limitation is getting faster over the shorter distances. And so I think just coming back to it, it's like still not having an ego, still just trying to be as consistent as possible, still recognizing the weaknesses that I have.